Hey, Thomas here. In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 Shaolin Kung Fu secrets to increase your flexibility. Are you spending a lot of time seated throughout the day right now? Or maybe you know that flexibility is not your strong suit. You suffer from tight muscles, stiff joints, and you know that if you could just increase your flexibility or range of motion just a little bit, it would help tremendously for your movement or just how you feel throughout the day. Or you might be in the position where you want to unlock some incredible flexibility. Maybe you're splits for the first time and you want to know the best ways to do this. Well, in this video, these 3 secrets are going to do that for you. Now, what makes these so powerful is this is taken from Northern Shaolin Kung Fu. And like you've probably seen on the internet or in videos, Shaolin Kung Fu practitioners are some of the most flexible, strong people in the world. Now, my brother and I were first introduced to Kung Fu when we moved to Hollywood and we were doing stunts there. We were able to train underneath an amazing Sifu Kisu. He's most well known for his work on the show, The Avatar, The Last Airbender, the cartoon series. He did the choreography, so we got to work with him. And we got to train several years with Sifu Kisu and the Blue 8 stunt team. Then we traveled to China and lived in the monastery with monks, and we got to train with them and learn all their secrets of how they lived. And we were training Northern Shaolin Kung Fu in this temple, in the beautiful temple grounds, and we learned a lot through these experiences. So now let's go into these 3 secrets, but the most important part is gonna be at the end where I explain when and how to utilize this training. Secret number 1, performing 2 focused stretching sessions each day. And you know, many people, they wanna get flexible, they wanna improve on this, and they might not even dedicate even 1 session per day. So we were doing 2, and we were spending quite a bit of time on this, an hour to an hour and a half on these focused stretching sessions. And you might be thinking, hey, I don't have hours to spend on this each day. And I totally get you on that. And at the end, I'm gonna share with you shortened versions that you can do. Secret number 2 is performing multiple different stretching methods. Many people just perform 1 to 2 different stretching methods. You know, the typical holding a stretch for a little bit, then you switch, stuff like this. Well, at the temple, we trained several different variations of stretching, up to 4 or 5 different stretching methods. And each of these can play a role. And with what studies have shown, some of these actually are much better at achieving flexibility much faster. And I'm gonna go here in just a little bit, I'm gonna share with you some of the exact stretches that we used and the different methods that we used. Secret number 3, and this one I was pretty surprised with when we were at the temple that they were using this, and that's massage. Performing massage, we did partner massage. You can use a foam roller, you can use a lacrosse ball or a ball like this for hitting certain points, hitting those muscle groups. And what massage will do is help you relax the muscles and allow you to get a further stretch and get more flexible. Now with massage, it's also very important that you do this at the right time. Now let's go into the most important part, and that is how you perform and when you perform, and use these 3 secrets here. Because at the temple, we followed a specific protocol here where we would do each of these at a specific time. And from the research that we've seen with some of these stretches, for an example here, if you're doing your static stretching, like holding stretches for a while, this, if you do it before your workouts, can significantly lower your performance. So the timing with these stretches and these secrets is very important. So here's what you're gonna wanna do. This is a basic outline for your stretching here, and following similar to what we did at the temple. The first thing you want to do is dynamic stretches. So you'll start off with a warm-up, not holding stretches for a long period of time. You're going to be doing arm swings, leg swings, circular rotations with all the joints, okay? The main joints here. Take 5 to 10 minutes to do these, and some light exercises like squats. The goal is to get the blood flowing and to get nice and warmed up. Then you increase your intensity with the dynamic exercises, performing kicks. At the temple, we would perform front kicks, and you want to hit each range. So, you know, you're doing back kicks, you want to do side, going around, and we would walk up and down doing the kicks, and we do about 10 to 20 reps with each kick. Then you're going to go into slow, controlled stretching. This is more active stretching. And also think of like yoga type movements here. At the temple, we specifically trained our stances and transferring through them. So we'd start off with a forward stance here, transfer to the horse, then to the opposite forward stance, and you're constantly going slow, controlled, trying to hit those further range of motions. Another example is just slow squat, trying to do full squat here, very slow, controlled. Then you go into isometric stretches, and these are isometric holds, developing strength even further. We would work on our stances specifically, so we'd hold each stance for about 50 seconds and holding this position, developing a lot of strength here and endurance. So we'd hold the leaning stance, the horse stance, all these different stances. Then we would go into massage. Now at the temple, we would do some partner massage and really relax the muscles even further. You can use, like I showed here, a nice ball massage or a foam roller ball, hit those major muscle groups like the hamstrings, really loosen up everything. And a great tool to get the muscles relaxed, especially after more of that intense stretching. And then you finish off, after you get that massage, you're relaxed, then you finish off with your just static stretches. And this is your typical stretching, but this is what we want to finish off with. So you're holding, your side split stretch for a little bit, at least 30 to 60 seconds with each hold. And at the temple, we actually did partner stretching on this. So we would have someone hold our leg and pull it back. If you don't have a partner, you can simply get a towel or a resistance band and just help pull the leg back to get a nice far stretch. All right, so that's how you're gonna wanna perform those 3 stretching secrets there. And if you're in the position where you don't have hours to spend like we were able to at the temple, totally get that. What me and my brother did was we took the different stretching methods, the most powerful stretches, and we put them into 15-minute follow-along sequences that you can do inside your home. The only thing we don't have in these sequences is the massage portion, but the rest we have covered for you here. So if you're in that position where you just don't have hours to spend, but you want to get those really powerful stretches in, follow along with us. You can check it out down in the description. This uses our DICE method of stretching, and it's our Double Your Flexibility program. So check it out down in the description. Now, I'm also gonna put on a shirt because you're probably thinking, hey, you pasty ginger, put on a dang shirt, man, because we're about to go into Q&A, question and answer here. So we're gonna go ahead and switch mics, and then we're gonna jump into these questions. We're gonna respond to some of your comments from previous videos. We have from Dr. Fred, and this was from 2 people actually. In our last video, we talked about increasing lat activation and back activation with pull-ups. And they had some good comments, good questions on having the thumb wrapped under, or wrapped over the bar. In the video, I talk about basically creating hooks with your hands. The reason why I like this, either is fine, and I will use the thumb under, especially like in gymnastics when you're trying to do movements, they wrap the thumb under for a lot of the swinging grips. But for this pull-up, specifically for getting lat activation, working the back, if you imagine your hands as hooks, it's a really easy cue to let your body just focus on using the back instead of using the arms or anything like this. It's just it's a good little technique to make it easier to just work the back muscles. The other thing I like about the hook position is me and Jonathan commonly work this position because when we're training outside in the real world, in the environment that we're climbing around doing parkour, things like this, a lot of times we're climbing up ledges, and you're usually not wrapping on a bar or something that's wide enough to wrap your thumb underneath. It's usually you're climbing over the top like this, probably 90% of the time. So that's why we also like working on this hook grip, because it's going to be more natural for our actual environment that we're training in.
All right, Jonathan on here, because this next question was for me, and this was from a previous video. This is the most important push-up. That one did really well. And I got a lot of comments on the hair. In particular, this one from Truth Be Known Revolution. Why does he wear that helmet? So I have to reply to that. If you've seen our videos, you've been with us for a while, you probably noticed that we've gone through a lot of different hairstyles. I had super long hair for the longest time. Even Thomas had long hair for a little bit. And personally for me, I don't like this new school haircut everyone's getting with the short sides. Thomas is doing it. I can't do it. I can't go down that route. I've trimmed up a little bit from last time, but I think I gotta stick with the helmet because I like taking it old school, that Bobby Ewing look. I like that style better. And if you go back to long hair, that was more BG style, you know. So I like the helmet. Plus, I need the extra protection when I'm doing stuff. It works for me. So I'm gonna keep the helmet for as long as I can, but I might change it up in the future, maybe grow it out again or something. But you'll just have to watch the videos to see.
All right, another comment we got was asking about these locks over here. Like there's so many, right? I mean, if you do look at it, this is kind of ridiculous. Where do we live where you have to have all these locks? There's like 4 or 5 locks, and this doesn't even work here. Okay, we're in Bangkok right now, and this building is actually a little bit older, and realistically, only 2 of these locks really work. This doesn't work anymore. This doesn't mean we don't even use this. So it's just these 2 locks. They haven't replaced these. So I think what happened was you originally had this system here, and then they put a new system to update it, and they just never replaced this or took this out. But still pretty crazy. A lot of locks, keeping it safe. Only been robbed a couple times, so not too bad.
This next comment was from Dom, and he said, who clicked on the video to see if the pale guy was actually real? Well, this is real, baby. Pasty gingerness all the way, real deal, both of us, super pale. And actually, we got a ton of comments about the skin color and how white we were and how we're blending into the background. Ghosts are real. You know, this proves albino werewolves. There was a lot of funny comments about that. And just to let you know, as a ginger, if you go out in the sun, like we would play soccer all the time, we go out in the sun, we would get burnt and we would never tan. So we pretty much just turn into lobsters and you don't get any tan. So we've tried to tan, but it doesn't work out. Usually you just get burnt. So we're here to stay, pasty pale, keeping it real. This comment's from Rafael de Lima. Now I hope I'm pronouncing the name right. He said, real talk, I appreciate what these guys do. Their videos have helped me recondition after not working out for a long time. Thanks for the videos, they've been helpful. So thanks again for watching and subscribing to our videos. I'm really super happy that our videos have helped you on your journey. That's what we make this channel for. So if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. And if you want to check out the other videos that we talked about in these comments, then you can, it should be over here. You can click on those and watch those right now. So thanks again for joining us on this channel. We're super close to reaching that 1 million subscribers, so help us reach that by subscribing, and we'll see you in the next video.